happy holidays. It's your girl, Dr. Tomi, better known as Amma. So those of you tuning in for the first time to the Wellness and Wahala podcast, I give you great wellness, public health tips, and also Wahala, Nigeria. Pidgin English, Wahala means issues and problems. And today I have a special guest, Prince Dami, in the house.
Yo. What's up, y'all? Y'all doing?
So he will be interviewing me on my 20 lessons and blessings that I have learned in 2020. This has been a big Wahala year with the pandemic and so much going on. So over to you, Prince Dami.
So, I have 10 questions for you. Let's start from the number one. So, are you staying safe during this period?
So, I have learned a lot of lessons throughout this year, but, we're highlighting, the top 10. So, staying safe, of course, we're in a pandemic, COVID-19, that has affected all of us all over the world. It has put public health on the radar. And shout out to all my great frontline workers doing the thing behind the scenes to keep our people and our nation safe. So everybody needs to do their part. So we can do our part as individuals, as a community, as a society, but let's start off as an individual. Many people have not been wearing masks, have not been listening to the guidance and the protocols that are out there, social distancing, people still going to parties. I miss parties, especially, my them parties, you wear your ashebi, Nigerian weddings, be the best. However, like this dirty December, I miss plenty of weddings, but we still need to stay safe. That should be our number one priority, not just this year that we're in a pandemic, but all the time. So that is number one on my list.
All right. So tell me, are you staying informed? Are you looking on Facebook every day? When you wake up, you have to Google who is the president of the United States of America. So tell us, how do you stay informed about, the presidency that passed, the COVID-19?
So this year has been Wahala. So, of course, when you look in the media, you look at, the presidency, because the presidential elections happened this year. And then there was cease up, in Congress, voting for new senators, House of Reps, new judges in your states. Everything, has been on the front lines. However, there's been a lot of fake news. So when you're staying informed, you need to look at your sources. Make sure that they are valid sources. For example, with this public health pandemic, you need to look at the top public health agencies out there that are on the task force that are leading these pandemics with subject matter experts. You know what I'm saying? Like people that are not scientists and they're giving you scientific advice, that should be a red flag. So you need to be alert on where you're getting your information. Not that you can't listen to news, but there's just a lot of fake and misconceptions and just manipulation out there. So really studying and understanding the sources that you get your information is really about staying informed with the right sources and knowing your facts.
All right. So how about you, being prepared? Just tell us about...
So number 3 lesson is preparation is key. So I love the quote that says, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So basically, we need to prepare. This is not the first pandemic. This will not be, the last. We've had epidemics. We've had like HIV, TB, which is the top infectious diseases and epidemics that we've been fighting for how many decades. We had the Ebola outbreak, Zika, H1N1. Being in the field of public health, I can name so many in my lifetime. And there was even, if we go back to the oldest book in the world, which I get my resources, which is Bibeli Mimo and the Bible, they were plagues, they were sicknesses before. So you need to make sure that you prepare yourself. Prevention is key. And going back to, what I said before, staying informed, knowing your facts.
Right. Okay. No. Now tell me. I know you're a religious person, right? So I know the church. So I know you probably pray. I know you can go.
Yes.
To Chicago.
So number 4 on my list is prayer, because when you have values. So my values is faith first, family, finances, and then of course my community, my nation, and the world. How can I, use my time, talent, and treasures to serve others? So prayer is key. I believe in seeking God first in everything and putting faith over fear. This year has put a lot of people in fear mode. And we're only human, you know what I'm saying? So the first, you hear about an unknown virus, things are getting out of hand. We're on lockdown. Our children can't go to school. It's very disturbing. However, there's nothing new under the storm. Like there's been worse things that has happened, and God forbid it will not happen to us by God's grace. So God that has protected us from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, because many people that we know, close to us and even professionally and personally have been affected by this pandemic. So prayer is key. I like somebody used the acronym. One of my apostles, I'm Apostle Coupe from South Africa, then Apostle Adeyemi Adeferansi. I have my pastor Baesha, Jamaica. I have a lot of spiritual fathers, but one of the acronyms that came out was COVID, C, which is Christ, O over, V, viruses, and I for infections, and D for diseases. So Christ has the power. We don't have the power. Christ is the one that kept us safe this long. So for me, my secret sauce is prayer. Yes, so.
All right. So self-care, tell us more.
So next on the list is the lesson of self-care. So, of course, I'm a firstborn. I'm used to taking care of everybody else, especially being a doctor of public health, just in my field. Like that's what we do. And I have siblings and younger siblings. I have my daughter. I have goddaughters, godsons, and, extended family. Where you come from, a Nigerian American big family on both mom and dad side. So, it's really, really important to keep your priorities for yourself in order. So just listening to, even like some of my previous guests, self-care is key to making sure that you even take care of others better. So when I'm better taken care of, I can give more. Of my time. I can manage my time well. I can give more of my love appropriately to my family. But if I'm stressed out and anxiety, like what is coming out of me is not that positive energy. You know what I'm saying? That everybody around me needs. Whether it's professionally or personally. So self-care is extremely important, and I lacked on that a lot. So self-care including like exercises. I'm trying to get back into the shape. So even though can't go to the gym, but I can exercise at home. There's no excuse. So yes. And I've been using the Afro Fitness. I love the Afro Fitness yoga and dance workouts on YouTube. YouTube's have a lot of free workout videos, so there's no excuse.
Okay, all right. So public health. I know we already you already like pinpoint and talk about that, but can you tell us more?
So yes, so public health, I mean, in the name, that is pretty much the meaning. So public health profession, we work hard to keep the public safe. So to promote, to protect, and prevent infectious and chronic diseases, both at home here in the U.S. and abroad globally. So public health has always been passionate and important to me. But every day, especially when I go to my daughter's career day, and I'll tell them about the field of public health, or play games like Solve the Outbreak app, and Health IQ games. And I'll put the link in my bio for these cool games that you can play with your children and your family. But they really didn't understand, or I would say people didn't really value public health professionals, because we're really behind the scene. When you're thinking about, epidemiologists, a data analyst, a biostatistician, public health advisors and analysts, and liaisons and coordinators and stakeholder policy engagement officers. Like, these are people, we even have like the IT people, different people on our team, that work behind the scenes to keep the public safe. So I think that this year, even though we're in, we've been tackling a really bad pandemic, it's really put a positive light for public health professionals that have been on the front lines and given a face, to the people that have been on this task force, working on different, epidemics and public health issues over the past decades. Even since the beginning of time, as I say in the Bible, you'll see plagues and diseases.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true. Being kindness. So I know you personally. Now, are you a kind person?
Am I a kind person? I can be kind. Most of the time I am, but I can't, if you push the buttons,
Please, I beg, don't push the button.
You go see Wahala, but don't cross that line. But anyways, generally, I'm a kind person, but I just say that, you never know what somebody's going through, and just go the extra mile to, be nice to somebody, say a positive thing, give somebody a compliment when you see them. You never know what that person is going through. A lot of people have been through a lot of trauma. Suicide rates has went up. I have somebody that we just heard of in our family that committed suicide back in Nigeria. That the news broke out, and even the way we found out, like on the blog, we were like, wow. So go the extra mile, be kind. People that you haven't reached out to in a long time, reach out to them. You know what I'm saying?
Give them a phone call.
Give them a phone call, send them an email, DM them. If you're on social media, you see them on social media, slide in their DM. Hi, I'm just thinking about you. I want to wish you a happy holiday. Sending you virtual hugs and love. Like, every little bit counts. It doesn't take money to be kind.
Download Zoom.
Download Zoom, download any, Microsoft Team, whatever platform that you use, Skype. Like, just try to reach out to people. Even WhatsApp has video call, and reach out and, or send a text, be old school, write a letter, send a card out, and just reach out to the people that are closest to you, because people are really struggling, suffering in silence, in this period. So, yeah.
So now, since we were to talk about, since we are in the, kindness. So how do you, when it comes to support? So you talk about, how do you support? What are you using
to support the most vulnerable?
Yes.
So you should know more about that, because didn't we have an outreach?
That's right.
I have a foundation.
That's right.
Called Action Community Developers Foundation, and in the episode where I interviewed you, we went out in the Chicago area. I'm originally born and raised in Chicago, y'all, so visiting Mumsy, and I linked up with you, and I said, okay, let us go, and you knew some homeless people, right? Mm-hmm. Under the bridge in Chinatown. And we were able to give out some care packs to them, and also some prayer daily breads to them. So I think it's very important. That was phase one. Then I even had a cousin that came in from Jamaica. Shout out to Dr. Amma. So this past weekend, she did another end of year charity.
We're all together. Mm-hmm.
And you were the one that was able to take her there and lead out. So we should never forget the people that have been vulnerable this year. I know how it is to be without a job, to struggle, to go through a lot. So just please, everybody, do what you can to take care of those that are the most vulnerable in your community. Any little bit matters. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have millions and billions to make a difference.
Hey, monitor your finances. I know you are very good at this. I know. I can feel it. I know.
So I have a confession.
Hey.
So, I went through a lot of Wahala. So from divorce to just a lot of Wahala. And my credit score dropped like to 500 or something. But now I am so happy. My credit score is up now to 710. From 5 something. Do you understand? So, and I shout out to the Budgetnista. She's a financial expert, Nigeria American chick. And, she gives a lot of great tips about paying off, your credit card debt and so many other things. Lovey Ajayi, she had a free webinar with great financial experts on the panel, and the Budgetnista was on there. And I'll send links to these people. And, some of them, they have, paid master classes and everything, but I couldn't really afford it. I was really struggling, if you know my story, and you'll know why, but going through a divorce, didn't have child support for like 12 years and just it was really a struggle. But I thank God, like, things got better. Even my relationship with my ex, he's paying child support now, thank God. So it's all about communication and getting your finances on track, but personally, and the ones that that people owe you, like child support. That's something that is not an option. Like, if you got a child, people should take care of their children. So I'm happy that I was able to rectify that. I don't really like to get into details of my personal stuff, but I believe that my personal pain can be a testimony to help others and motivate others, that you can't go from a horrible, really bad, like, I'm telling you, I did this in 1 year, you guys. I was able to pay off, the majority of my credit. I only keep one credit card, an emergency credit card, and it has a good rate. Like, all the other ones I paid off. And, and I did so many other things that the Budgetnista gives tips on. So definitely reach out to her page for more tips. But your finances have to be in order.
All right.
And I pay my tithes. So let me explain that. Like, before you even touch your money, even when I was on unemployment, I paid my tithes on unemployment, y'all. I still give to the vulnerable while I was on unemployment. So that's God. And giving to God is even giving more back to yourself. Because there's no way that you could pay your tithes and offering and Oluwa no go bless you. Okay?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Investment. So tell us that we want to know.
So this year, also another tip, another financial advisor, my sister even put me on to her blog, and she told me about the Robinhood app. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Robinhood, like, investment stock app, and you can invest and buy stock and Bitcoin. Like, I never had those type of diverse investments in natural minerals. So I started investing and diversifying my investments. Later, I want to expand into real estate, owning different property, both here and abroad. So that's my dream, but one step at a time. So investments is key. I want to have something so I can be able to leave a great amount of wealth for my children and my children's children, at least to the third generation. I don't want them to suffer like I did. But what I most importantly want to leave behind is my faith. And in everything, you need to seek God, because, you come into this world, you don't have anything. When you leave, you leave with anything. So
you go carry your money.
You can't carry your money. You can't carry your money anywhere. My mansion is already in heaven. So that's why they say we're ambassadors for Christ. So we are just temporary, people here. So it's really how we use our money and invest that money. So most of the time you working, it's not for you. It's for your next generation to lay out a legacy.
All right. Okay. So now again, award 40 under 40. Tell me, I want you to, I'm very, very curious.
So we just went over the top 10 lessons of 2020 out of my 20 list. So I split it up. I said the top 10 lessons, and now we're going into the top 10 blessings. Number 1, the 40 under 40 award I was given by Emory University Alumni Association. So I got my master's in public health and Emory, and they pick 40 top distinguished alumni to get this award. So this year I was awarded the 40 under 40 award. So I'm happy about that, from the work that I have been doing in the field of public health, working in Africa, Caribbean, and the American region. So
all right.
Yes,
family. I know for a few things I know about you. You are family. You're a family person, and I know how much you care about your family.
Yes, sir. So family is first. Family is everything. I think that in this pandemic, because everybody was busy, had to go to work, you're stuck in traffic, but now it has put us in situations where we have to spend more time at home, at least with our immediate family. And even with those that don't live near, we make scheduled time every day to check in on video call, on WhatsApp call, to make sure that our family is okay. We have movie time, we have more play dates. games together. Since you're here, it's the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? Like Bible studies together, and you just do things to create great memories. So even though we're on lockdown most of this year, I've built a lot of great memories. Me and my daughter, we were able for my birthday this year to go to Atlanta Botanical Garden. Mm-hmm. They have a wonderful display there. I've never been there before, and we've been living in Atlanta for how many years? And we've just done so many things together. We went to Puerto Rico for the first time, so just creating great memories with your family is key, because, with all the Wahala that's going on, we need to stay focused on what really matters.
All right. Constant learning.
So, yes, everybody knows, I have a doctorate in public health, but even if I didn't finish my doctorate last year, thank you, Jesus. So, and I think my class was like the last big commencement, like graduating class, because everybody after that, because of the lockdown, they haven't been able to have a big commencement, which has been quite sad. I had to do everything virtual. But even that, it doesn't stop me from learning, So even learning professionally, so I continue to take trainings online, webinars, YALI, Young African Leadership Initiative, Coursera. There's so many different tools and platforms that you can take, online courses, even get certified and get certificates for them. So education is key. So even if it's training for my professional career, that's in the field of public health, or training just to learn about if I want to start, a business, or help my daughter, she started her online business, Press for Lala Nails, because the salon, the nail salon was closed. So she said, okay, Mom, I want to, learn. And she started teaching herself, learning through YouTube videos and taking online trainings and tutorials on how to make press-on nails. And people can still, have fashionable nails at a very affordable rate. And just learning like marketing skills and other things, like, how to start an online business with my daughter, how she can register her company. So all of those things is important. I always say that we're lifelong learners. We're always going to learn. If you want to grow in life and if you want to make an impact, you're going to continue to learn.
Well, wonderful. 12 years old and already making money. We have a young billionaire in the family.
In the making.
Cool. Okay, so now I know you had a bad accident. So can you tell? I know about it, but can you please tell us so we can also learn and know what happened?
Yeah. So earlier this year, I think it was early March, right before my daughter's birthday. So I'm on the way to school to take my daughter to school, and we're at the light, and somebody hits us from behind. So it just shows you that in Atlanta, people don't know how to drive. But that's number one. So you could be the best of driver. I mean, we're pretty much parked at the light, and somebody slams from behind. And then just even a couple of days ago, I was driving on the highway, and a car was just speeding and just overtook from like the right and was in my blind spot, so I didn't even see it. And it just pretty much flew in front of me, hit the the pavement, the side pavement of the highway, smashed, and the impact was so impactful. The car now bounced back, like the bumper, everything, glass flying everywhere. So of course I'm like braking, the car's behind me braking, but I just said, Jesus, like, I really didn't know what to do, like, and I can really just say, like, God is real. If you don't know God is real, that's two accidents that God really delivered. The first one, I was in the car with my daughter, both of us, walked away, minor injuries. This one, I mean, I was untouched. The second one, and my car, thank God. Yeah. But the other car was totally, like, I'm even praying that person made it. It was really, really bad.
All right. Okay. I really thank God for that. Now I'm so excited about this.
Yes, sir.
Rice. Tell me about Rice.
Our puppy Rice. So, of course, my daughter, she's an only child, and this pandemic has really affected her. That's Rice in the background if you hear him barking and talking. But she, started doing her research on her own, the Atlanta Rescue Adoption Agency. And she said, Mom, I want us to adopt this puppy. And we adopted him. And then we went to go visit my mom in Chicago. And I remember my daughter and we ordered Uber Eats. And then the guy that was mowing my mom's grass in the backyard, the puppy was out there playing. And he left the gate open when he left, and my puppy got out. Thank God we had the Ring camera, and my neighbors were able to say that, the Uber Eats driver that dropped the food for us was the one that took the dog. But Uber has poor customer support. If you call them, nobody answers the phone. So, we put it on social media. We tried to contact Uber. We weren't getting any lead. So we contacted the channel, Chicago, I think ABC News and NBC News, and they were very helpful. They were able to call Uber's headquarters, and within 48 hours, we got our dog back. So 2 weeks of suffering without him, but he is a joy. You take care of him when we travel, and his second home is with you. So he's just a joy. He's very hyper, so he's only about 8 months. He's mixed with 5 different breeds. So I'm still trying to learn
different type of jollof
I didn't
rice.
grow up with, his name is Rice because he's white like rice, but I call him jollof rice, like the Nigerian jollof, because jollof rice is spicy. He's very spicy.
This one is a mix, so Ghana jollof,
I'm
Nigerian
telling
jollof,
everything.
Kenya jollof.
Senegal jollof. He's mixed with everything. So, but he's very loving, but he just I'm telling you, he's hyper. On a scale of 1 to 10, he 100. But I love him. He's part of our family. I got mad love for him. Those 2 weeks that he was gone, we had sleepless nights, fasting and praying. My church, shout out to Mountain West Church, Pastor Manny, Pastor Nicole. Everybody was praying. The power of prayer, as I said before. So, thank God he's back.
All right. Now,
So that was a big miracle.
Oh yeah, because my rice, Okay, now friendship.
Great friends. Having great friends, especially friends like you, friends that keep it real. Even when I did give them wahala, I know I give you wahala. I give a lot of people wahala. But I have great friends and great people that hold me accountable. Shout out to, a lot of friends that I've made at different posts that I've worked. In Jamaica, I have a group of girlfriends. I call them my self-love crew and queens. And they're my big sisters, you know what I'm saying? And little sisters. So it's good to also have mentors. But it's also good to also mentor the younger folks, have mentees also. So
yeah, I think we all need it in our life.
Yeah.
All right.
Values. So I think that, like I said before, keeping your values in check and in alignment. So I say faith first, family, finance, and then everything else. And having it in line, everything is in line with my faith. So why has God created me for such a time as this? What can I do with, once again, as I mentioned before, my time, my talent, my treasure, to be a blessing and to help my family, to help my community, to help my nation, to help this world, to be a better place than where I, received it. So when I turn back, in time and lived a very long life by God's grace, God can tell me, well done, good and faithful servant, that I've served well. So yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, now this is very interesting. Know your boundaries. So
Yes.
Tell us. Do you know your boundaries, first of all?
I do.
And,
so I think that
know your boundaries very well.
because I don't like Wahala, they always see me smiling. Tomi, Miss Smiley, I got some cute dimples. So anyway, I'm feeling myself. It's good to feel yourself. It's good to, empower yourself, ginger yourself. Nobody is going to ginger you and empower you more than you. Look in the mirror, say you're beautiful, dress up, even if you ain't got nowhere to go. Sometimes, I'm just tired of being in the house, and I know I got a Zoom, conference call. I'm a dress up maker. They looking at me like, is this girl going to a party? I just want to ginger myself and look good. Do you understand? Because it makes me feel good. So to have boundaries, I think, in relationships, I think that I formed a lot of bad relationships in the past. And it was really, a lesson to me, because I figure in life, you go through things. I don't call it a mistake. It's a mistake if you didn't learn the lesson out of what happened,
That's right.
So I didn't put certain boundaries in place. So certain people took advantage. You know what I'm saying? So you need to put boundaries in place, professionally and personally.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said.
Yes, sir.
Honestly. Now, we are the last one. Count your blessings.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Hey! Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
She can sing.
And they will say, I don't have a good voice, y'all. But that's the song that, I grew up with. That, my mom always used to say, and I say, there's power in praise and worship. I call it worship, because when you praise, when there's some times that I'm just so down, and this year is, there's been a lot of roller coaster traumatic moments, but when you sit down and count, and I just highlighted, the top 20 blessings and lessons, but there's so many more, so just sit down, write it down, thank God for the blessings of just being alive today. Now, the biggest, do you understand? That beginning of this year, it's not that we're not better than any of these people that passed away. It's only by God's grace. Wahala. No wahala has come near us and has come near our family. Thank God. And, and my prayer is that we will continue to experience no wahala to the final completion of this year. And then as we move into the new Gregorian calendar of 2021,
yes, sir.
That God will continue to provide all of our needs, that God will protect us, and that God will prosper us and order our steps. But once again, prayer is I told you, one of my top ones on the list.
Guys, Dr. Tomi don't turn to evangelist. Hey, Dr. Tomi.
I just told you, faith without works is dead. So this year has been fearful. We have to just slam it with your faith. Now my secret sauce is not like, do you understand? Oluwa, Jehovah, Adonai, Yahweh, Baba God. Now my secret sauce. I be nobody, and I will be nowhere where I'm at today. All my success, everything that I have, is all because of Oluwa. Oluwa in Yoruba is Baba God. Or you can say Jehovah. Or you can say Adonai. Yahweh. That I am, not him.
Pastor. Okay, Pastor first, I'll be Dr. Tomi first. Doctor, pastor, evangelizer, everything.
It's only if God ordained me with that mantle. I'm just a firstborn.
2021 is coming now. I mean, you have to.
I'm a firstborn. Joseph, Esther, mantle. I'm a servant of God. Just say that one. That one is the best. Good and faithful servants. All those other titles, it don't matter.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Thank you all. I wish you all with no wahala, and I'll leave you with the African proverb or quote. Is one of my favorite ones that I've told you before, but I just want to iterate it again as we're going into the new year. It's from President Nelson Mandela, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, that says it always seems impossible until it's done. So in this year that was not ordinary at all, God still did extraordinary things. And you still, in your little way, in your community, can make a difference. So thank you, and bless up, and I wish you no wahala.
All right, my people. So see you next.
Yes, sir.